We are James and Keli, and after hopping around the US by plane and being out in the city the past few weeks, it was finally time for us to reconnect with nature by going on a mini Grand Circle trip. To start off our Grand Circle trip, we headed out to the Grand Canyon, which is about 5 hours east of Las Vegas. Our next big trip that we're doing, our last little travel in the US, is renting this Sprinter van, and we're going hiking.
We just went to the grocery store to buy our vegetables, and we found out that our cooler bag that we have is actually kind of small. So we wish we would have got a bigger cooling bag. We're just gonna have to make do with what we have though.
So we got all of our stuff. Now let's pack it up.
Pack it up.
We have grocery shopped, ran our errands, and now we are packed up, ready to go to head to the Grand Canyon. It's about a 5-hour drive from downtown Las Vegas. James is the expert navigator of the trip.
Long drive ahead.
Yes, and in case of emergency, I can drive, but I hope there's no emergency and I don't have to do that. We have 1 hour left to get to our campground. We are staying at the North Rim campground here in the Grand Canyon National Park. The scenery has been beautiful. We have driven through the desert, different national forests.
What is this one's called? The Kai Bob?
I think so. We're in like the Kai Bob National Forest Park right now, which is right outside of the Grand Canyon National Park.
Which is weird to me because I always thought the Grand Canyon was like surrounded by desert, but like this is like a very green place.
Forest.
Yeah, it's a forest.
But it's beautiful. It's not been a bad drive at all.
Woo! Grand Canyon!
We made it!
Yes!
Yay! Made it to our campground here in the Grand Canyon. It's already dark outside and there are no lights at all, so we have our handy dandy little headlamp so we can figure out all the stuff. My task is to organize all of our things because our campervan is just a bed with little pull-out drawers. Oh, lights, you're so bright.
Can you even see me?
I can see if you look from the side.
My task today is to not shine the light into Kelly's eyes and to make dinner. So, dinner.
Yeah. What's on the menu for tonight, James?
Chili.
Oh.
Not just because it's chili. Spicy.
Made our own little spice pack. It's actually a pretty good find off Amazon. I have finished my task of cleaning out the van.
And food is done, so time to eat.
Yeah, we're gonna try our new non-alcoholic beer from Partake. Excited to try it.
Ta-da!
Oh, that looks pretty good. It's like we're gonna have leftovers and we're not gonna have anywhere to put it.
Well, we have plastic bags.
Alrighty, James. How was your meal?
It's alright. I didn't have any measuring cup, so I just kind of eyeballed all my spices. I think it's close. Oh, cheers. The beer's good. downhill.
Good morning from the North Rim at the Grand Canyon. Last night after dinner, we sat around, well, we didn't really sit around, we walked around the campground looking at the stars, and they were so beautiful. I don't think either of us have ever seen that many stars before because it is clear skies, it's a dark park, which means there's no light pollution. It's also at the time of a new moon, so there is no moon in the sky, which makes it even darker. The only kind of regret that I have is this campground. I mean, it's nice. There's a lot of shade. So when the summer months hit, you're gonna want the shade, but there's a lot of trees which kind of obstruct your view from like seeing all over. We're gonna have to look for a better spot to look at the stars tonight. What we saw last night was just the start of what the rest of this week will bring. Before we head out for the day, we want to give you a quick tour of our van. We are renting our van through Native Campervans, and we planned our trip super last minute, so luckily we were still able to find one available, whereas like every company was pretty much sold out. But we got the cheapest option available, which is the Smalls. When we booked the Smalls, we really didn't know what to expect and how big it was. We just kind of looked at the video and we're like, that looks like a good camper. And when we showed up, it's a lot smaller than probably what we anticipated, but it has pretty much everything that we need to get by for the next week. Front. This is the front. Perfect for two people. We have the driver and the passenger side. Pretty much everything you need to drive a car. There is a rear view mirror camera, which is really nice. This is pretty much it. The only thing that we're not the happiest about is, I want to say, the seats, because the seats do not like give you the recline. So we've been sitting up straight the whole time. I think we're gonna have to do a little bit playing around with the chairs to make it a little bit more comfortable when we're driving longer distances. Now let's head to the back. And this is where we sleep. Our camper is 15.5 feet long, which it's not as big to hold a full kitchen, couch, bathroom, and all of that. It really just has the basics, which is all that we need in our week-long trip. And this is where we sleep. They provide us with a bed, blanket, and 2 pillows. There's also a lot of storage in this van, which we were surprised by because I didn't know there was going to be as much. On each side of the bed, there are 2 storage compartments for us to put all of our groceries. There are also additional storage right here in between the bed and the wall. And under the bed, there's even more storage where we put our suitcases along with extra random things that we may need during the trip. And we also have 2 lawn chairs, so if we are at a campsite with no picnic table, we still have somewhere to sit. One really cool thing about the van is the battery pack that charges our devices while we sleep. The battery charges just by us driving the car, so we don't have to really do anything and we don't need to be hooked up to any electrical outlets at the campgrounds. Now let's head to the kitchen.
Back here we have our kitchen and some extra storage. We're gonna start with the kitchen side. There's 2 drawers that come out. This is where our little stove is kept. We also have our water tank that stores about 5 liters of water. We have extra butane for our stove. We're also provided some silverware, which is really nice, and some kitchen utensils. We have bowls, pots, plates. They also gave us a nice little French press coffee maker so I can make my coffee every morning. On the other side, we have more storage where we keep our cooler that we were provided. It is just kind of like a portable cooler that we put ice in and all the stuff that we want cold. And then in the back, we have put all of our snacks and food. So this is like where all of our food is. We also have easy access to the bed from the back if we wanted to climb in from back here. Last thing about our van is we were provided these nice little window covers. They actually keep the van really dark and warm when we put them on. All we have to do is kind of just suction cup them to the window and we're good. And this is our home for the next week as we go to the Grand Canyon, Bryce Canyon, and Zion National Park. Now it's time for us to get dressed for our first hike of this trip.
In our next video, we explore the Grand Canyon by hiking around the North Rim
And we finish off the trip with a beautiful scenic drive. So make sure to subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you in the next video.